Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the inimitable James Dean, a talent whose brief but blazing career continues to captivate audiences to this day. With his rebellious charm, vulnerable intensity, and unforgettable performances, Dean left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. But before he became the epitome of cool, James Dean was just a small-town boy from Indiana, navigating the challenges of childhood and adolescence. Born on February 8, 1931, in Marion, Indiana. James Byron Dean was the only child of Winton Dean and Mildred Wilson Dean. His early life was marked by tragedy when his mother passed away from uterine cancer on July 14, 1940. At the age of 29, this devastating loss would have a profound impact on James' life, shaping his relationships and informing his future choices. After his mother's death, James' father sent him to live with his aunt and uncle, Hortense and Marcus Winslow, in Fairmount, Indiana, where he would spend most of his childhood. The quaint town of Fairmount, with its population of just over 2,000 residents, provided an idyllic backdrop for James' formative years. He attended Fairmount High School, where he developed a passion for sports, particularly basketball and baseball. His English teacher, Adeline Knoll, recognized his talent and encouraged him to pursue a career in the performing arts. With her guidance, James landed his first role in a school play, The Monkey's Paw, which marked the beginning of his journey as an actor. James's love for photography was also kindled during this period, courtesy of his friend and mentor, Roy Schatt. This creative outlet allowed him to express himself, capturing the beauty of the world around him through the lens of a camera. As he honed his craft, Dean began to see the world in a different light, developing an eye for detail and a sense of composition that would serve him well in his future acting endeavors. The historical context of James' early years is also worth noting. The Great Depression had left its mark on America, and the onset of World War II had brought uncertainty and fear to many communities. Yet, in the midst of these challenges, Hollywood's golden age was in full swing, producing iconic stars like Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, and Elizabeth Taylor, who would later influence Dean's own career trajectory. As James navigated his teenage years, he found solace in the natural world, often spending hours exploring the rolling hills and woods surrounding Fairmount. This deep connection with nature would later inform his iconic roles in films like Rebel, Without a Cause, and East of Eden. The values instilled in him by his aunt and uncle, particularly the importance of hard work and humility, also played a significant role in shaping James' character. As we explore the early life of James Dean, it becomes clear that his experiences, though marked by tragedy and hardship, laid the groundwork for his future success. The small-town values, the love of his family, and the encouragement of his mentors all contributed to the development of a unique individual, one who would eventually capture the hearts of audiences worldwide. After graduating from high school, James moved to California to live with his father and stepmother. However, he soon became disenchanted with the suburban lifestyle and decided to pursue a career in acting. In 1951, Dean enrolled in the Actors Studio in New York City, where he studied under the guidance of Lee Strasberg. This prestigious institution provided James with a solid foundation in method acting, which would later become a hallmark of his performances. Dean's early days on Broadway were marked by small roles and intense competition. He made his Broadway debut in 1952 in the play See the Jaguar, but it was his performance in the 1953 production of The Immoralist that caught the attention of critics and casting directors. His portrayal of Bakir, a young Arab boy, showcased his range and vulnerability as an actor. James's breakthrough role came in 1954, when he played the lead in the Broadway production of The Desperate Hours. His performance as Glenn Griffin, a complex and troubled character, earned him critical acclaim and recognition within the industry. This success paved the way for his transition to film, where he would eventually become an iconic figure. Dean's film debut came in 1951 with a small role in the movie Fixed Bayonets. However, it was his starring role as Cal Trask in Elia Kazan's 1955 film East of Eden that catapulted him to stardom. His nuanced and introspective performance as the troubled son of a California farmer earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. The same year, James starred in Nicholas Ray's Rebel Without a Cause, a film that would become synonymous with teenage angst and rebellion. Dean's portrayal of Jim Stark, a sensitive and conflicted teenager, resonated with audiences worldwide. His iconic performance, combined with the film's themes of nonconformity and social disillusionment, cemented James' status as a cultural icon. James's final film role was in George Stevens' 1956 epic Giant, where he played Jet Rink, a poor Texas rancher who becomes a wealthy oil tycoon. His performance opposite Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson showcased his range and depth as an actor, and the film's themes of social justice and personal identity continued to reflect James' own values and concerns. Throughout his career, James Dean was driven by a passion for authenticity and a desire to push the boundaries of his craft. He drew inspiration from his own life experiences, including his complex relationships with his family members and his struggles with identity and purpose. His unique blend of vulnerability, intensity, and charisma on screen continues to captivate audiences today. He inspired a generation of actors, including Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Leonardo DiCaprio, who have all cited him as a major influence. In the fall of 1955, James was preparing for his next film role in The Corn is Green, but fate had other plans. On September 30th, 1955, James was driving his Porsche 550 Spyder on Highway 466 near Columbia, California, when he was involved in a fatal car accident. The crash occurred at around 5:45 p.m., and James was pronounced dead at the scene. The news of James' death sent shockwaves through the film industry and his fans worldwide. He was just 24 years old, with his entire life and career ahead of him. The circumstances surrounding his death were tragic, and it's still difficult to comprehend the loss of such a talented young actor. In the aftermath of his death, James's family and friends struggled to come to terms with the loss. His father, Donson and Bernvicor, Warndy, Winton Dean, was devastated by the news, and his mother, Mildred Wilson, had passed away when James was just 9 years old. James' brother-in-law, Marcus Winslow Jr., became the executor of his estate and worked tirelessly to preserve his legacy. Despite his short career, James Dean left an indelible mark on the film industry. His iconic performances in East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant continue to inspire new generations of actors and filmmakers. His influence can be seen in the work of actors such as Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Leonardo DiCaprio, who have all cited him as a major influence. In the years following his death, James's legend has only grown. He was posthumously nominated for 2 Academy Awards, for Best Actor in East of Eden and Best Actor in Giant. In 1956, he won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year, Actor, for his performance in Rebel Without a Cause. Today, James Dean is remembered as a cultural icon, a symbol of rebellion and nonconformity. His image has been immortalized on T-shirts, posters, and other merchandise, and his films continue to be celebrated by audiences around the world. He inspired a generation of actors, filmmakers, and artists, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations today. His story is a testament to the power of talent, dedication, and passion, and a reminder that even the briefest of lives can leave a lasting impact on the world. In the words of Elia Kazan, James, the director in East of Eden, James Dean, was a rare and special talent, and his death was a tragedy for all of us who knew him and worked with him. As we remember James Dean's life and career, let's also celebrate the enduring legacy he left behind and the inspiration he continues to provide to artists and audiences alike. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the life of James Dean, a true Hollywood legend. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold, reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.